everyone. So it's been a while. Took me a while to get this video done. I said I was going to do a video on putting the brake booster in, and it turned out to be a bit of a disaster. I'll try to include some pictures here just to show what sort of happened along the way. And yeah, it turned out to be a little bit more difficult than I'd hoped. And a kit that is supposed to fit or should have fit certainly didn't. So I had to customize some, drill some holes, whatever. So I'm just going to show you here quickly what I did to get this booster and master cylinder to work. I mean, the rest of the kit obviously was bolt on. You saw that went pretty easily, other than having to smash that one drum backing plate off. Went pretty easy, but this booster assembly was a bit nuts and had to modify a bunch of stuff. So let me show you. Okay, so here we are, of course, 65 Fairlane. And there's the booster and master cylinder in. This is my, the clutch cable in. It's got a clutch cable set up out of a newer style Mustang, like Fox body style Mustang, 82 and up or whatever, 81, I guess they start. I don't know, I'm not 100% sure on Fox bodies, but anyways, Fox body style cable and transmission in this, along with the 302. That's a 1982 302. Apparently the transmission is a 87 Fox body 5-speed T5. So that's what this cable is for. So this booster obviously fits in there pretty nicely with that cable in. So that all works. And so the difference was, I'll take you over to my bench here. There's my dash. I just sort of finished restoring. That didn't come out too great, but. Okay, so they gave me 2 of these brackets to bolt that booster on with. And I actually had to add a piece to them just to include the pedal bolt, which you can see at the top there. So I just added that piece on, so it also went through that pedal bolt. But the problem was when I put this in, as you can see, that master cylinder is pretty close. So I didn't have the clearance for the master cylinder, and the rod that goes to the brake pedal was too short. So once I bolted this, so I had to obviously mark and drill the bolt holes for the booster to have basically the booster bolts go right through the firewall. And then I had to shorten the bracket, the bracket that goes to the pedal, because then it was actually too long. So I just cut a little bit of it off. So there's lots of adjustment. Then the other issue was, so this master cylinder and this booster came together, were meant to fit together. There's a little insert that goes inside the master cylinder so that it's supposed to, quotations, match up with the pin on the end of the booster. Well, unfortunately that didn't fit, so I actually had to weld onto that pin on the end of the booster. Once I got it done and all figured out, it came together pretty easily. So obviously I still have to hook the vacuum line over to the intake manifold, but that's no big deal. Brakes are all bled. Everything seems to work well. Pedal doesn't hit the floor before it bottoms out. So it bottoms out in the master cylinder before it hits the floor. That's very important that does that, just so that you know you have full travel. It's probably about that much before it hits the floor, but at least it bottoms out in the master cylinder before it hits the floor. So there's the booster. So this kit again was meant for a 65 Mustang, and everything that I read and went through says that it's supposed to work. If you cross-reference to other kits that are out there, it should have worked. It should just bolt right in, but of course it didn't. So, you know, had to do some cutting and whatever, which again is fine because it didn't put the booster. I've seen some of these where all this is at a weird, crazy angle. So it's not at a crazy angle. It sits nice and level. It's tucked in, like you can see, nice right behind that shock tower. I've got a decent amount of room around it, still fit with that clutch cable. So I'm happy with it now that I got it in there, but I can tell you I wasn't happy a few days into trying to get this installed. So